Hello there, my name's Annette with Sunbeam Fabric Art. Welcome to my channel. So not too long ago, I made a few quilts out of a quilt kit that I got at a garage sale for just $6. I hinted around at the time that I had purchased a second kit at the same garage sale for $6. So today I'm starting the process of working my way through this quilt kit to see how many charity quilts I can get. The quilt pattern that came with this quilt was copyrighted in 2002, so this quilt kit and fabric is over 20 years old. I always like to take a look at the fabrics in black and white, and I'm trying to just think at the beginning here, how many quilts can I make? Do I have lights? Do I have darks? Am I going to have to add additional fabric? I've already got some ideas in mind for these fabrics. A lot of them involve easy layer cake ideas. And another nice thing about that 10-inch square size, it's super easy to cut from fabric that is 40 to 44 inches wide. As I trim these fabrics, the first thing I noticed is I'm going to have a lot of strips that are at least 1 inch wide and 10 inches long. And once I realized that, I started folding my fabric on purpose in a way that I would get the biggest strip possible of that leftover fabric. After getting the fabric folded just the way I wanted it, I make sure and line up that 10-inch line on my ruler as close to the edge and as close to that lowest crease as I can get. Then I make my 2 cuts on the right and the top. Then I flip the fabric around and cut the opposite 2 sides, lining up my ruler again with the 10-inch marks. I went through all of the remaining fabric in the kit. I cut up every bit of fabric into 10-inch squares, and when I got to the end of a piece of fabric, if I did not have enough for 10 inches, I cut into 2.5-inch strips. And if it wasn't 2.5-inch strips, I just cut it into an equal width strip as big as I could get it. After cutting all the fabric down to 10-inch squares, I have quite a few 2.5-inch strips. I have some pieces that are 10 inches long, but not a certain width. And here is a look at all the 10-inch squares that I got out of this. Now that cream colored fabric on the bottom was the largest piece. That was probably 2 or 3 yards. The blues, there were several, and then those maroon and pink colors, there were several of those too. Now I came up with an idea for a quilt, and I decided I wanted this first quilt to be just a 2-color quilt. So I'm using one of the blues and some of the cream color. What I'm doing here is I'm making a 2-cut flower or a 2-cut star. I've done this in the past. In this case, I am lining up my ruler 1 inch to the right of the top and 5 inches down on the right. I'm making cut 1. Then I'm going to do the exact same thing on the opposite side. So I'm going down 1 inch from that top left corner, and I'm going across 5 inches from the bottom, and I'm making a cut. That was the basic cut, and now what I'm going to do is I am going to match up equal numbers of the cream colored fabric and the blue fabric, and I am going to make the exact same cuts. For me, it was a little bit easier to make marks on my fabric rather than line up on my cutting mat. When I get through with all the quilt projects from this one quilt kit, I'm going to put an item on my Etsy shop that's going to have both foundation paper piece and templates or cutting guides for every single quilt that I make with this quilt kit. With all the fabric cut, I'm ready to sit down at the sewing machine and stitch away. All I need to do is make sure that a blue kite shape has 2 beige wings, and the beige kite shape has blue wings, and make sure I get them lined up the right way. If you watch my videos, you will know that I love to chain piece. I like to turn on a movie or a show or listen to music while I chain piece, and this is a great project for chain piecing. Now, I don't expect my squares here to be perfect, but what I've decided to do in this case, I'm overlapping on the larger side of the kite with the wing, about 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. When I flip around and do the other side, I'm going to overlap 1/4 inch on the wider side of the kite. I thought as I started, well, let's be consistent, and at least that way I won't have one side way off base from the other side. So by doing it that way, I'm going to keep it pretty consistent, and the trimming will be a lot easier. And on the second block, here's a little closer look of that overlap. And you can see I'm overlapping about 1/4 of an inch on the wider side of the kite shape. Once I got through the first set, adding the wing on one side, I broke my chain, I flipped all the units around the other way and added the second wing. And when breaking this second chain, it's very satisfying to see all those little blocks pile up. I did go through and press all the blocks flat with my iron before trimming. Here is a look at the finished blocks, and I'm going to take you through my process of trimming. In my case, I'm not really worried about these lining up exactly. I just want them to generally give the impression of the flower or the star or the secondary diamond pattern that comes out. So what I'm looking for here as I trim is that my 9-inch mark does cover the block, and on my right top hand side, I'm trying to get the 1-inch marks lined up where the blue and the beige meet. So once I do that, then I can kind of wiggle my ruler a little bit and try and center that diagonal line, but I'm just centering it by sight. I'm not actually measuring anything else. When I flip this block around, I just have to line up on my 9-inch lines on the left and the bottom and trim the other 2 sides. If I didn't already mention it, I am trying to make a 6x8 block layout. So I'm using a total of 48 blocks, And for this quilt, which is 2 colors, I used 24 of the beige and 24 of the blue. Now here is what I'm doing with each block. I've got alternate colors because I used 24 cream, 24 blue. I'm going to put my blocks together, alternating, and make a 4-patch. And a few close-ups here. Some of the seams match, some don't. I'm not worried about that at all. In the overall scheme of things, the overall look of this quilt is going to be great, whether we have an 1/8 inch off or a 1/4 inch off on these seams or not. Now I also wanted to show you the secondary pattern. So where 2 of my 4 patches come together, I've got this secondary diamond pattern coming out. I've got all the blocks stacked up and I am going to chain piece these. Notice that I have the blue kite shapes on the left and the beige kite shapes on the right. That does make a difference in the grand scheme of things. You want to be consistent. You want your 4-patch to alternate. So when I have 2 of these squares stitched together and I put them together with the large pieces of the kite towards the middle, they're going to alternate blue, beige, blue, beige. Now you could also put these together with the small point of the kite to the middle if you like that better. And just to let you know, at the end of this video, there is some bonus footage of my computer screen as I rotated these blocks in many different ways and came up with so many cute patterns with just this one block. Well, now it is time to make the block I have chosen. So I'm taking 2 of the blocks that I just stitched together and 2 more blocks that I just stitched together, and I'm making sure the larger part of the kite is to the middle of the block and my colors are alternating. I'm nesting that seam between the blocks, but I'm not too worried about the edge of the kite matching the edge of the kite underneath, because I know they may be off a little bit here and there. For my quilt, there are 12 of these 4 patches, these giant blocks. There are 12 of them in this quilt. Now, as I stitch my rows together, I am going to stitch 2 of these giant blocks together, and I'm going to make sure that blue kite is oriented the same way. I don't want to actually have them turn the wrong way because that's going to mess up my diamond secondary pattern. And again, here I'm just nesting between the individual blocks. I'm not worrying about the edges of the kites. Since my layout of these giant blocks is 3 by 4, it was easiest for me to make 3 rows of 4 blocks each, 4 of these giant blocks. Once the 3 rows were finished, I laid those out on my table. I got my clips out. I did want to make sure these giant blocks were lined up on the lines between blocks. I'll take just a minute to talk about bias. When you cut straight grain fabric on the diagonal, like we have done here with these kite shapes and these wing shapes, all the edges of these blocks are going to have a little bit of stretch, a little bit of give, and actually that works in our favor. It helps us put everything together. It's going to work out just fine. I'm just putting lots and lots of clips in to keep it all together, and I definitely do want the seams between blocks to match. To sew my 3 rows together, I need 2 seams, and you can see I'm clipping both seams before I stitch either of them. Then I take the whole thing to the sewing machine and stitch both seams. It's one of the fun things to approach the end of a quilt project. I'm just going to flip this around and get that other seam, and then this quilt top is going to be complete. Let us look at this lovely quilt reveal. It's so cute. I love the two-color aspect of this. I like it in black and white, blue and cream, or just about any two colors. This would look fantastic. And here's a look at that in black and white. And then looking ahead to my computer screen, I did all the fabrics in red and pink just to have that high contrast so you could take a look and see these various patterns. 2 colors and 2 cuts per layer cake square, and so many options. I just can't believe all the options. Here is the quilt I chose to make, but there are so many other options. I really like this one as well. It looks like lightning bolts to me. I also played around with 3 colors for this block, and I just love this next quilt that you're going to see. This is amazing. This is the same quilt in black, white, and gray. And then this one, oh my goodness, if you put white as the star of the show, wow, those black and gray secondary diamonds are just gorgeous. Thank you so much for joining me today, and if you stuck around to the end, thank you for that as well. I do enjoy making this content for you and hope you will subscribe and like and get notifications by clicking that little bell icon. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope to see you back again real soon.